I'm Drew Clark with the Hobie Kayak Fishing Team. We're going to talk about the Hobie Livewell today. I've got a brand new one that we just took out of the box. I'm going to show you everything that it comes with, the proper setup, and a couple of tricks to make sure that it runs perfectly for you in your kayak. A real quick overview of the tank here. Both sides have these quick release straps with a hook on the end that will attach to the boat. This is what's going to secure it, hold it down. The on-off switch is a pull switch. The tanks are pre-wired. I'll show you the inside here in a second, but the battery pack is housed underneath this little casing here. Comes with a 6-volt battery, the gel cell, 8 amp hour. We'll talk a bit about why we're using a 6-volt battery on a 12-volt pump in a minute. They come from the factory with 3 rod holders on the back. As you can see here, there are molded areas where you can add an additional rod holder on each side. You can have a total of 5. This is a drain plug, similar to the drain plugs on the back of our boats. Help get the last bit of water out. And then all the way on the front is a handle for carrying it around. Inside the tank we see a Tsunami 500 gallon per hour bilge pump. This normally runs on a 12-volt battery. With the Hobie tank, they ship a 6-volt battery. This slows it down to a speed that's more appropriate for a tank this size and reduces the stress on the bait fish or the livewell fish. Now, all the wiring is preset for us. It's inside PVC housing, tacked up. It's wired to the switch and then to the back to the battery compartment with that socket. Now here's the 6-volt battery. It's again pre-wired by Hobie with a socket. It'll automatically just clip right into that housing on the back. The other things that come in the box are the pickup tube. This is a tube that will provide priming for the pump, and then of course a charger for the battery. When you open up your tank and you take it out of the box, the battery will already be inside this compartment, but it will not be connected. The connection is very simple though. It is simply a click. You have a tab here. There's the stop there. Push them together, and that's it. It's connected. Take the Hobie logo cover plate here. It slips right over. A quick bungee and a triangle holds it secure. Now this isn't watertight. Someone else mentioned this before. If you've got water splashing over this high on the back of your kayak, you've got other problems than worrying about whether this is watertight or not. Inside the tank on the left side we have this is the drain tube. You can see it's basically just a PVC rod with holes drilled around near the top. This helps prevent things like fish scales from clogging as it drains and allows it to drain constantly. One of the really nice things about this is that it is a friction fit tube. I'm going to flip the tank over here in a second and I'll show you. You can set the height of the water by pushing that tube down. It drains through a scupper hole in the back of the kayak, so you can have as little as 2 inches of water in the bottom if you're just keeping something like a ghost shrimp alive, or you can fill it up to about 10 inches, which will give you about 5 gallons for mackerel or sardines. On the bottom of the tank here you see this quick connect. This is where the pump is located. The tube that came in the box matches on here. Simply press it on and twist it, locks it into place. Okay. There's a scoop on the end of this tube, and what that allows is as you pedal it will scoop water and prime that pump. On the opposite side of the tank is the drain. This is that drain tube that we saw on the inside, and like I said, it's a friction fit. I can just push down, this will extend the tube out. This will drop into my scupper hole, also lowering the water level inside the tank. This gives you quite a bit of control over how much weight or how much water you want in the back. And the friction fit is pretty solid. It's not going to fall out, so we don't have to worry about losing this pipe. Now, dropping this tank into your kayak is as easy as could be. One thing I will recommend though is removing the bungees that are already attached. They simply unclip from these 2 clips and then just unwind them. All right, we plugged in the battery, we plugged in the drain tube and the intake tube. All we need to do now is plug it into the kayak. The two tubes extended, it helps you guide it in. You just drop it into each scupper hole. I've removed the bungee, so now I can just clip this on, pull down to tighten on each side, and we're done. Make sure your drain plug is closed, make sure your battery is connected, and here's your switch. That's it. The Hobie Livewell is installed. It took about 5 minutes to set it up. It's a piece of cake. You will want to let that battery charge for at least 8 hours on the first charge. Other than that, be careful when you land your kayak so that you don't drag it up on a beach while those tubes are still sticking down below the water line. Otherwise you risk damaging your intake tube. It is a flexible tube and it will bend. It's unlikely that you will damage it, but it's possible, so be careful. Thank you for watching, and for more Hobie kayak tips, check out kayakfishnation.com and the Hobie message boards at hobiekayaks.com.